In this video, I'm going to demystify a very common metabolic disease, PCOS, or Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome. This will be a 3-part series, with this video being part 1, and in part 2, I will go over exercise, and in part 3, I'll go over stress management. I wanted to make this video because PCOS is one of the most common diagnoses among my clients, and it's very common in society. Without getting too much into why I think it's common, I just want to demystify it. When you have a diagnosis, you're going to be more or less in a state of fear, and because I literally learn about metabolic disease for fun and reversed my own metabolic syndrome, it's very easy and enjoyable for me to break this down for you guys. First, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and hit the bell for more health and fitness educational content. The science of PCOS begins in the gut. When the bacteria in the gut aren't getting the nutrients they need, what happens is a sort of chain reaction of symptoms. It's important to understand that your body is never against you. Symptoms are information. What I have noticed is happening is young women will go to the doctor and be treated for these symptoms, and then the doctor, whose job it is to diagnose and prescribe medication, does his or her job and prescribes birth control, usually, which will alter the hormonal state of the woman and therefore lessen the symptoms. As we know, taking medication for the purpose of lessening symptoms can be likened to putting a Band-Aid over the engine light on your car. It is a treatment, but does not get to the root cause. So, what is the root cause of the symptoms in the first place? Thank you so much for asking. I'm going to do my little science breakdown of PCOS, but you can also skip ahead to the easy, medium, and hard diets that I recommend. Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome is when cysts appear on your ovaries. Those cysts are a downstream symptom of a root cause, which is the gut. To begin our journey, we are going to get familiar with some friends in our digestive tract called bacteria. The types of foods you eat dictate the type of bacteria you have living in your gut. When you eat foods that are low in nutrients and high in sugar or processed ingredients, you will encourage the growth of a species of bacteria that will make it easier for things to get into your bloodstream that shouldn't be there. When things are in your bloodstream that shouldn't be there, your immune system responds. So imagine someone at a job, maybe your job, who's lazy and unmotivated. When you have an entire office of people that are lazy and unmotivated, things are going to go wrong. That's exactly what happens in your gut when you eat low quality foods. Your gut bacteria become lazy, which makes you more inflamed. The inflammation followed by the immune response is what we experience as a symptom. Now, these symptoms differ person to person, but common ones would be sleep insomnia, joint pain, skin acne, chronic fatigue, and midsection fat gain. These symptoms happen usually for a pretty long time before we experience the outcome of cysts appearing on the ovaries. Cysts on the ovaries is what occurs when your cells aren't working properly as a result of your body being constantly inflamed. So this is also why you may have noticed an increase in fat around your midsection, because inflammation is a sign of a disconnect between your liver and your pancreas, causing an increase in visceral fat or belly fat. So, if you want to be the CEO of your health, you want more employees that get the job done. The best way to do that is by eating highly nutritious foods. When you eat foods that are high in animal protein, fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids, you will nurture more bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids that actually help to lower inflammation and improve your mood. So you will gradually phase out the lazy employees and hire more efficient and pleasant employees. That concludes my science breakdown of PCOS. So there's a bit of a thing going on in the world right now where we have a lot of food options. I don't know if any of you have been to a grocery store lately. There are these big buildings, usually in some parking lot the same as a gas station, that offer a wide variety of things that are ingestible. And ingestible does not necessarily mean that it should be eaten every day. Instead of telling you what not to eat, I'm going to tell you what to eat in 3 levels. Level 1 is easy, and it's for those of us that are wanting to just stop watching this video immediately and maybe are already bored because we just want the most simple answer. Level 1 is to only grocery shop on the outside aisles of the grocery store. This will eliminate the majority of foods that contribute to metabolic diseases and is usually not too much of a reach for people. So foods that are on the outside aisles would be red meat, butter, poultry, eggs, fermented dairy products like yogurt, kefir, and cheese, and fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Level 2, medium, is for those of us that are down for a little bit of effort, maybe a bit more of a challenge. Level 2 is to track macronutrients. Now, I have a free ebook that I will link below, and in the ebook, I actually go through exactly how to determine what your calories and macronutrients should be, and then I give you a food library of PCOS friendly foods. Essentially, you will eat a diet that is 40% protein, 40% fat, and 20% carbs, and eat whole foods or foods found in the outside aisles that only have one ingredient. This is a bit more advanced because anyone that has tracked food before knows that it requires some effort. The 40-40-20 macronutrient breakdown is to ensure you are eating enough protein, which is extremely effective for reversing metabolic syndrome, which PCOS is. Keep in mind that another really good rule of thumb is to always eat at least 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein. So if you're 180 pounds, eating 180 grams of protein per day. Level 3, hard, is the most restrictive, and it is the elimination diet approach. This is for those of us that are all or nothing with lifestyle changes and tend to like jumping in the deep end with no life jacket and no lifeguard present. An elimination diet will disclude any symptom triggering foods all at once. If you have irregular periods, a history of disordered eating, or the thought of doing a crazy elimination diet just feels overwhelming, do not do it. Level 3 is if you are experiencing symptoms of pain and discomfort that are really impacting your life in a negative way, and you've tried medications, fancy diets, cleanses, and just nothing really seems to be working. With this method, you eat animal meats and low oxalate vegetables. So red meat, poultry, fish, eggs, avocado, squash, and lettuce, and grass-fed butter. This is a short-term approach, so you will eat these foods only for 4 weeks and then slowly add things back in and monitor for symptoms. I did an animal-based diet for 3 months and my results were pretty interesting. You can visit my Instagram to see my physical results or let me know in the comments if I should do a video breaking down my experience doing that diet. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the bell. Also, let me know in the comments if this helps and if there are any topics mentioned today that would be fun to expand on more. Until then, remember that you have the power to change any aspect of your life, especially your health.